holy name. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
May we please take the second stanza of the national anthem, O God of creation. All right, thank you very much. We may now please take our seats. I'd like to recognize Chairman, Edo State Security Trust Fund, Aig-Imoukhuede. Please, can we put our hands together for him? I wasn't too sure of the AIG there before Imoukhuede. Aig-Imoukhuede. Please, can we put our hands together for him one more time? Thank you. Your Excellency, the Governor of Edo State, our very distinguished guests, the Inspector General of Police, ably represented by DIG Mr. Tom Young, the AIG Zone 5, Mr. Kali Babaxman, and of course the Commissioner of Police, Edo State, Mr. Johnson Babatunde Kokumo, my Lord, the Chief Judge of Edo State, Honorable Justice Esoe Francis Ikwawe, very distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, including our highly respected traditional rulers here present from across Edo State, and members of the executive of APC, the ruling party, at the national and state level. Permit me to say that the people of Edo State have scored Mr. Godwin Obaseki-led administration very high in infrastructural development, agricultural development, educational development, science and technology, youth and women empowerment, and many others. Today, His Excellency Mr. Godwin Obaseki launches another feat in security infrastructure. This is the first of its kind in the history of Edo State, if not the whole country. It deserves a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Never again will the people of Edo State live and work in panic. We can all now sleep with our two eyes closed. If you don't mind, you may remain in that situation of closing your eyes for as when you wish to open your eyes, because the security is guaranteed already in the state. Your Excellency, permit me to now invite the Honorable Commissioner of Police, Edo State. But before then, Your Excellency, the Chairman of Edo State Security Trust Fund will be addressing us very briefly. I have the honor now to invite Mr. Aig-Imoukhuede, the Chairman, State Security Trust Fund, to now address us. Please, shall we put our hands together for him?
Your Excellency, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, Executive Governor of Edo State, I rest on the protocols already established, but even as I do so, let me acknowledge members of the State Executive Council, members of the armed forces, particularly, of course, the Nigerian Police Force, our traditional rulers, members of the clergy and other authorities of the spiritual realm, great people of Edo State, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. let me congratulate our state, the heartbeat of the nation, on this historic event, this epoch-making event, this landmark event that has been the initiative, brainchild, and handwork of an epoch-making landmark governor, my dear brother, Godwin Obaseki. Today, we launch the Edo State Security Trust Fund, as well as the apparatus of security and peace that this trust fund has been set up to establish for our dear state. Let me say that it is universally acknowledged that peace comes at a cost. There is a price to peace. Indeed, it is said that there is no price too high to pay for peace. Our state governor and his government, elected by you, has seized the bull by the horns and leveraging on best practices, particularly the success achieved in Lagos State through the establishment of a similar framework, has decided to ensure that peace rules in our state, not just today, but forever. The Edo State Security Trust Fund is a project that His Excellency called me months ago to share with me, early in his administration. And as he tends to do with his powerful visions, he consults, does his homework, asks others to also do their homework, and when he's convinced, there's no turning back. As a citizen of this state who unfortunately resides in Lagos, Lagos has enjoyed my contributions to humanity and to the progress of our country far more than my own home state. I say this because we in the private sector were part and parcel of the process that led to the establishment of the Lagos State Security Trust Fund. Companies that I am involved in, either when I was a managing director or have investments, supported financially and intellectually the establishment of the Lagos State Security Trust Fund. And I can tell you it has been a resounding success. When His Excellency Godwin Obaseki asked me to come and do at home what I have been doing in Lagos, I thanked him profusely because, strangely enough, whilst I have had assignments at the national level, I have had assignments at the global level, this is the first time I have been invited to Edo State, actually, to handle an assignment in Edo State. And so I am very emotional, actually, today. And I want to thank His Excellency for bringing me home and keeping me home. And I do believe that the several Nigerians in the diaspora, whether diaspora outside Nigeria or outside Edo State, who owe their roots to this state, will also heed His Excellency's call and come back and join hands with the great men and women of our great state to make sure that we are the heartbeat of this nation, beating powerfully and showing the way for Nigeria. On this note, on behalf of His Excellency, I would like to welcome us all to this landmark and historic event. Your Excellency, is this the day that the private sector should voice some of the support? having participated in the event leading to the launch of the Lagos State Security Trust Fund, I am aware that this is not a process that you leave to government alone. This is a process that involves all of us, particularly the private sector. Indeed, we know that the enabling environment for doing business is critical to profits in the private sector. This morning, I call upon all companies, all entrepreneurs, all citizens, individual and corporate, of Edo State to join our state government in pushing our agenda for a peace-filled, serene environment across Edo State. And so, on behalf of myself and the many institutions I represent, our launching contribution to the Edo State Security Trust Fund is 200 million naira.
I think it deserves a bigger round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Aig-Imoukhuede, the chairman of Edo State Security Trust Fund. May I also say that we got a contribution financially from Bouvel. I think they also deserve a round of applause. Thank you. Let me, at this point, invite the Commissioner of Police, Edo State, Mr. Johnson Babatunde Kokumo, who will now speak on behalf of the security agencies. Please, shall we put our hands together for the Commissioner of Police, Edo State? Thank you.
Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Edo State, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, the Chief Judge of Edo State, the Secretary to the State Government, the Inspector General of Police, ably represented by the Deputy Inspector General, Aig-Imoukhuede. May I respectfully crave your indulgence to adapt and adopt the existing protocol so that I don't found foul of breaching protocol. I'm highly delighted to welcome our Inspector General of Police, IGP Ibrahim Kotun Idris, MPM MNI, ably represented by DIG Emmanuel Iyang, on this auspicious occasion of the official launch of the new Edo State security architecture and, of course, the commissioning of patrol vehicles, 50 of them, and 30 Hilux vans, and other security gadgets ranging from new sets of communication to armored vest, etc. The location of Edo State on the geographical entity called Nigeria is a common knowledge to all of us. Edo State is quite central, to the north, to the east, to the southwest. We cannot doubt this. Hardly could you go to the east without passing through Edo State. Detour to the north, hardly could you move without passing through Edo State. Edo State is central. This is a common knowledge. And that, of course, is the more reason why security in Edo State remains paramount, not only to the governor of Edo State. I know it is of great importance to the executive members of Edo State government. And this is reflected in what we are all seeing today, the commissioning of the new security architecture. I want to quickly say that I assumed duty as the 38th Police Commissioner in Edo State on the 23rd October 2017. On my assumption of duty, I met a police command. I met a state with 7 area commands and 43 police divisions. As of today, with the assistance of the executive governor of Edo State, and of course, with the understanding, perfect understanding of the Inspector General of Police, we have today 10 area commands headquarters and 56 police divisions. We are not just stopping at that. A number of local government chairmen in Edo State have approached His Excellency. They have equally spoken with me of their willingness and readiness to take police to the doorsteps of the people, to take police and policing to all the nooks and crannies of Edo State. So therefore, we should expect more police formations, whether you call it police divisional headquarters, area command headquarters, police post, village police post, every community in Edo State. I'm not the governor, but I've had some secret discussions with the executive governor of Edo State, who of course told me in confidence, in strict confidence, that this is his plan. I'm doing this to let the people of Edo State to know that in due course, we will have police and policing at our doorsteps. On assumption of duty, I was faced with some nasty challenges in Edo State, ranging from kidnapping, cultism, armed robbery, etc. The kidnappers were using the advantage of the forest, knowing too well navigating the forest may be a bit difficult, considering the equipment available to the security agencies. But interestingly, the executive governor of Edo State has always been there for us. When it comes to matters of tracking criminals that have taken to flight into thick forest, is always there assisting us to provide the necessary wherewithal to ensure that we track the criminals to exactitude, to locating them where they are. Also, we have changes on our waterways. On my assumption, as I said, I discovered that our neighbors, Ondo State, for instance, had marine police. Delta State had marine police. Edo State was not having marine police. The interpretation of that, the meaning of that, was Edo State waterways were porous when it comes to security matters, securing the creeks. And the criminals also found the waterways as an escape route after having committed crimes on the land. I went to the executive governor of the state. I made this position known to him. And he went further to tell me that I should tell him what to be done. I said there was the need to link up with the force headquarters, writing formally and meeting with using his personal interaction with the Inspector General of Police to bring the Marine Police to Edo State. I'm glad to tell you today that Edo State waterways are very, very, very safe. They are safe because through the instrumentality of the governor of the state and the understanding of the Inspector General of Police, we have in Edo State well-established Police Marine Base. We don't need to run to Delta State. We don't need to run to Bayelsa. We don't need to run to Ondo State to seek for any assistance on our waterways any longer. The governor did not just stop at establishing the Marine Police Base. He has gone ahead to do the governor has gone ahead to ensure that equipment with which the Marine Police will function well are equally provided. Equipments including gunboats that are armored and non-armored gunboats. As I'm talking to you, we have on our waterways the Marine Police patrolling, and we have some components of the military, the Army, and the Navy. May I equally add here that one of the weekends, on about 2 weekends now, we've had the opportunity of going on surveillance with His Excellency in the gunboats with us. We have moved on the waterways for reasonable periods of time, and this we did on occasions not less than 2 weekends. This we did with His Excellency. Your Excellency, I cannot thank you enough for all this. I want to quickly add that policing in Edo State, we have been able to divide into 3 major sectors. Policing on the land, of course, policing using the facilities we have for air, because I remember correctly, the executive governor, with the understanding of the Inspector General of Police, brought in the police air wing, and you will not be surprised that we often see the police helicopters patrolling the airspace of Edo State. All these, of course, are expected to send signals to the criminals that the government of Edo State is prepared to fight criminals on the land, to fight criminals from the air, and of course to fight criminals on the waterfront. We have been able to make, of course, modest achievements. Our modest achievements, of course, are in public domain. I would not want to belabor my audience here with a catalog of achievements we have been able to make with this space. But notable amongst this, recent foiled armed robbery attack in Igara, where the men of the Nigerian police force, of course the PMF men, were able to repel the rampaging armed robbers who are in Igara to rob 2 banks. They were repelled, making it difficult for them to accomplish their aim. 3 of the armed robbers were actually gunned down and the number of weapons recovered. And of course, notable amongst kidnapped victims, the music maestro, and some others. Time will not permit me to go through all this, but I wish to use this medium to thank the governor of Edo State once again, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, for his unflinching commitment to security and his untiring support for the police, as evidenced in today's commissioning of the patrol vehicles. In other spheres, in other areas, when the governor goes to commission houses, hospitals, and other projects, they refer to him as wait-and-see governor. For the purpose of today, commissioning of the new security architecture, those of us in the security realm would rather prefer to have a prefix of watch-and-see governor. The police command and other security agencies in Edo State, the Army, the DSS, the Air Force, the prisons, the civil defense, all of us, I want to say, are working together in cooperation and in synergy to ensure that the good people of Edo State sleep with their two eyes closed. I would want to once again warmly welcome to Edo State all of you who are here, the Inspector General of Police, ably represented, the DIG, Emmanuel Iyang. Safe journey as you return back to your destination. I say Merry Christmas in advance to us all as I pray for a fruitful, rewarding, and blessed New Year ahead. Thank you, and God bless all of us.
The Commissioner of Police at the State, Mr. Johnson Kokumo, is equally the Chairman Organizing Committee of this event. It deserves a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellency, to demonstrate the idea behind the new security architecture, the parade is already formed, and they would like to display the skills they have acquired over time. Permit me, Your Excellency, to hand over now to the parade commander, who will now lead and parade the parade. All right, please, we want to appeal to the parade commander to hold on a while. We will now have the honor to invite His Excellency, the Wake and See Governor, and according to the police, the Watch and See Governor. His Excellency, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, the man who has a vision, the man who has a foresight, the man who is ready and prepared to lead Edo State to the state of Eldorado. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Please, you may be seated. The Inspector General of Police, oh, he's just coming in. The award-winning Deputy Governor of Edo State, who led the Edo State contingent to the just concluded National Sports Festival in Abuja, where Edo State came third, but also got the hosting rights for the 20th National Sports Festival, which will take place, by the grace of God, in 2020 at the Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium. Comrade Philip Shaibu, the Inspector General of Police, our good friend, a lover of Edo State, Mr. Idris Ibrahim, who is ably represented by the Deputy Inspector General, Tom Iyang, Member, Police Service Commission, South-South, our own Austin Brymer from Edo State, the Honorable Minister for Health, who is represented by Dr. Olotu, the Speaker of Edo State House of Assembly, the Right Honorable Kabiri Ajoto, the Chief Judge of Edo State, Justice E.F. Ikone, the Chairman, our own son, the Chairman of the Edo State Security Trust Fund, Aig-Imoukhuede, Aig-Imoukhuede, our former Governor of Edo State, Professor Osarime Osumbo, members of Edo State Executive Council and other top government functionaries, members of Edo State House of Assembly, the State Chairman, APC Edo State, Barrister Anselm Ojezua, and other members of our great party, service commanders, Your Royal Highness, our Royal Father, Omonoba Nedo Ukwu-Apolopolo, Obaiwa II, who is ably represented by palace chiefs, particularly acknowledging our father, Chief Edebiri,
other Royal Highnesses present, captains of industry, members of the clergy, APC stalwarts, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Today, I'm a truly elated governor who is privileged to welcome all of you to this occasion. This occasion is the inauguration of the Edo State new security architecture, which I promised you a while ago, and the launching of the Edo State Security Trust Fund, which is an integral part of that architecture. I feel totally gratified in announcing that our new security architecture will address the long overdue, overdue challenge of redefining the roles and the relationships between the various security agencies in the state. The immediate impetus for this vital effort is our resolve to tackle head-on all flashpoints of insecurity and to get rid of violence and other crimes from our dear state. Let me state clearly that in furtherance to the promise I made to the people of Edo State, that we will turn our state around by fashioning out innovative ways to deal with our key development challenges. We therefore decided that the new security architecture is something we must do as a matter of priority and importance. Indeed, we are making an equivocal statement about our commitment to improve our vital institutions and the processes on which these institutions are based. For our administration, the quest for a genuinely civil and responsive society must start with assuring our people of their safety and the safety of their property. Therefore, all efforts at responsible and responsive governance must be people-oriented to justify the mandate which you gave us to govern. Right from my inauguration, I made it very clear that we will be fixated on a collective desire to build a modern and people-oriented public service where efficiency, productivity, and service delivery are the hallmarks of a modern government. A government that is easily accessible to all our people. One of the principal institutional reforms we have targeted is the critical issue of safety, public safety and security. I have declared in the past that I will support the police and other state-promoted and state-sponsored agencies in their various capacities, including helping them with the infrastructure to make them function efficiently. As a necessary corollary, we will exert strenuous and concerted efforts to circumvent crimes and terrorist actions and any other offshoots by ensuring that we deploy sufficient and appropriate operational and material equipment and kits to our security forces so that they can completely combat the challenges of crime which face us today. Our state has largely enjoyed the enviable status of being one of the most peaceful states in the Niger Delta region. And therefore, in our conviction that we should not allow this advantage to slip away from us, we are today launching a new security architecture and a security trust fund. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Edo State government, I am proud to announce to you that the sum of 2 billion naira has been set aside in our 2019 proposed budget as seed fund for the Edo State Security Trust Fund, which we are launching today. Our hope and our target working with the type of chairman which we have, is that we will be able to raise no less than 10 billion naira to support our Security Trust Fund. I want to thank our chairman for kickstarting the process by promptly and off the cuff donating the sum of 200 million naira. And I'm sure that as he calls on all the well-meaning sons and daughters of Edo State, those of you who are practicing, have businesses in Edo State, are dear citizens, that all of you will come to heed to our call to contribute to this fund. Aig-Imoukhuede, I am also counting on you, our mothers, market women, artisan groups, in fact, everybody in Edo State to contribute to this Security Trust Fund. The Trust Fund is for all of us. It is meant to help us secure Edo State. It is meant to help us buy equipment, for equipment and maintenance of the assets which we are giving members of the security forces to use. We expect that hoteliers, people who have restaurants, in fact, anybody who is doing business has something to contribute. We expect that you will give the men on duty rations so that they can be motivated to continue to protect us. As the chairman said, if you look across, this is just the first batch of the equipment that we are purchasing for this new security architecture. We expect that on an annual basis, we should be able to contribute more than you are seeing now, so that in 3-5 years' time, as in the case of Lagos State, we'll have enough equipment, enough vehicle, enough support to keep our men and women who are protecting us happy. One unique feature of our security architecture, which has been praised across the whole country, is the involvement of the community in policing our state. Apart from the Nigerian police, the military, Department of State Security, the National Security and Defense Corps, we also have now introduced what we call the Public Works Volunteers, POWV. This is a scheme where we are recruiting a minimum of 100 young men and women from each ward across Edo State. The first 1,000 of them have been recruited, and you will see them shortly as they parade. And these men and women have been trained by the Nigerian police and other security agencies. They are all going to be kitted in uniforms so that they can be identified. Their biometrics have been obtained. They've all gotten security clearances, and they will help us not only in supporting the security agencies to ensure that there's law and order in our state. They will help us in intelligence gathering and also monitoring government assets across the state. The security architecture also will be supported by the local governments. So at the local government level, in addition to what we have at the state level, the local government security councils will now support by ensuring that the vigilante groups that operate in every local government are now properly registered and they are keyed in formally into the security architecture of Edo State. We believe that by including the communities, our vigilante groups, our hunters, our religious and royal fathers, we should be able to obtain enough information as to what is going on in every nook and corner of Edo State. The effectiveness of our new strategy is going, the effectiveness of our new strategy is based on community participation. Any security architecture that does not take in the community, does not take in the needs and demands of the communities in which they operate, is not likely to do too well. As I end this speech, I want to thank all the citizens of Edo State, particularly our sons and daughters in the diaspora, who have been very concerned and have continued to send me solidarity support messages as we've confronted grave security challenges in the last several months. I want to assure you that as a responsive and responding government, we are going to do everything within our power as a state to secure Edo State and secure our country. And as has been mentioned, we understand and appreciate our role in Nigeria. God did not just locate us here. He did so for a reason. He did so that we can help stabilize this country. And from a security perspective, because Edo State is a nodal state, is a node, we are taking security very, very seriously. And in doing so, we're ensuring that we collaborate fully with all federal government agencies. And with God on our side, we believe that we will succeed. Thank you very much.
A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for His Excellency. Excellent speech. Wonderful speech by His Excellency there. Let me recognize the Deputy Governor of Edo State, Right Honorable Comrade Philip Shaibu, who has just won laurels for us. A round of applause for him. He's the most celebrated now in the country. Thank you, sir, for coming. We also want to recognize Her Excellency, the wife of the Governor, Mrs. Betsy Obaseki. Please, can we put our hands together for her? Thank you. We will now invite our special guest of honor, Inspector General of Police, ably represented by Mr. Young, the Deputy Inspector of Police, to now proceed to perform the only assignment he has come to perform in Edo State. His Excellency and members of His Excellency entourage will join him to formally launch the newly acquired security vehicles and devices.
Hey, come on. I won't pull out this one of this mic. No, you have one with that. Not a usual.
Is it on?
No, you're not.
Where's the microphone?
Hello. This is the mic.
Everybody is required at the launching site. We can take our seats and wait for His Excellency to return. Please.
Where's the microphone? They say this is a mic, digital. The microphone. The digital one is not working. Let's go analog. Which other one? It's not working. Hello?
the Executive Governor of Edo State and his lovely wife, the Deputy Governor of Edo State, we need to adopt other protocols. On behalf of the Inspector General of Police, we are very, very happy today to witness this wonderful gesture. I also want to thank the chairman of the Trust Fund, for deeming it fit to come and assist in a state like this. I want to call on other private and public enterprises to join, so that what will succeed in Lagos will also be successful here. Gone were the days that we leave policing, only the police alone. By the launching of this security architecture, at least the people of Edo State will now stay with their eyes closed. We never knew that it's only the vehicles on the land, but also the boats in the sea. That means we are going to cover the whole land, the whole sea. What we now augment will be the surveillance with police helicopter. So with all these things, everything will be very, very perfect in Edo State in terms of security. And at the same time, I call on the people of Edo State to continue cooperating with the police in terms of other useful information. And with this security architecture being launched, it's going to ginger more collaboration among the security agencies. Because when there is collaboration, there's going to be cooperation. And of course, it will be effective coordination by the Commissioner of Police. So I want to thank you very much. I will take the message back to the IG for the wonderful thing I have seen. At this gesture, on behalf of the Inspector General of Police, I want to officially commission this security apparatus, this security launching for the good people of the state, in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Amen. So you just want to take a quick walk around what you have, so we can start from that end.
Thank you. Thank you. We want to thank Inspector General of Police, our special guest of honor, for this singular honor done us as Edo people. Right Honorable Okiye is here. I greet you, sir. Honorable Edo Soma.
All right, you have been witnessing the rebirth, or should I say the birth of a new security architecture for Edo State, a state that has enjoyed the enviable status of being one of the most peaceful territories in the Niger Delta region. And what you are seeing here today is a massive display of the commitment of the Edo State governor to ensuring that security in the state is taken as a major priority. by his administration. The response here has been massive today. Various sections of the armed forces are here. You have the Edo Executive Council here today, the Chief Judge of the state, and a host of other members of the state Executive Council, all gracing this particular occasion here today. And all the dignitaries and the representative of the Inspector General of Police and a host of other key officers in the Nigerian police force and other well-meaning people moving around and taking a look at the expensive vehicles, equipment, state-of-the-art gadgets, and all of those things that the Edo State Governor has invested a huge amount of money on, which is the reason why this occasion is taking place right here today at the GRA area in Benin City, the Edo State capital.
Amazing.
Please, can we take our seats? We are too many in the arena, please. Let's quickly take our seats. His Excellency is already sitting down. Let's take our seats.
If you want to keep my joy, but God you win. I say anything and do not God you win. No, not God you win. No, not God you win, no. Anything and do not God you win. No, not God you win. No, not God you win, no. I don't change my name to God you win. And no more, I don't buy more to God you win. They say my market no go sell, but God you win. And then me say I no go blue, but God do win. Them my brother, let them try their luck. My God go win, no my God go win, no my Lord go win, no. Anything I do, no God do win, no God do win, no God do win, no. I see them pass.
Please, shall we watch the parade now?
And then me say
let's watch the parade. Shall we minimize the noise? Let's minimize the noise from behind. May we please watch the parade? Just as you can see in the parade, they are doing checking, and after which the parade commander will take permission from His Excellency the Governor to march on with the parade. This parade is also known as advanced drill. As we can see, the parade commander is marching to obtain permission from the governor to march on with the parade. This parade, as you see, is otherwise known as the Malaysian parade. The request has been granted by the governor to carry on with the parade. Okay. Well, the parade will now wait for about 5 minutes while we carry on with the other activity of the day, which, of course, is the unveiling of the special indigenous code name of the Edo State Security Architecture by His Excellency. May I have the honor now to invite His Excellency to proceed to unveil the indigenous code name.
Mr. Governor, the Deputy Inspector General of Police, Your Excellency the Deputy Governor, and Her Excellency the wife of our Governor, I now invite Mr. Governor to be joined by the DIG, the Chairman of the Edo State Security Trust Fund, the Deputy Governor, and Her Excellency to please step forward the new name of the Edo State Security Architecture.
Please, all of us should wait while the exercise is being performed by the governor.
Where? Yeah? Okay. Where's the... Okay, we have, it's with pleasure that we unveil the code name for the
Please let him hand over the keys for the vehicle. He's supposed to sit out and have a good photograph.
Oh, okay.
Don't you know?
Thank you.
The unveiling has been performed by the governor of Edo State. Can we please put our hands together for the governor of Edo State for unveiling the Edo State Security new architecture.
Mr. Governor, may I, with your permission, announce to the Edo State announce to everyone present that the new name of our security architecture is Operation Ziga, which means expelling all forms of criminality out of our land. Operation Ziga. Expelling all forms of criminality out of our land. The short form is Wabai. Wabai Ziga. Why not Ziga? Ziga. Ni Allah yewore warawese.
Ikpata Viziga. Can we please put our hands together for our governor and of course secretary to the state government, Osadio Esquire. Thank you. Viziga. I'm sure you understand the meaning, and I'm sure the DIG understands the meaning of Viziga. May we proceed with the parade, sir? Thank you.
Yeah, very done.
There you have it, the Edo State new security architecture codenamed Operation Wide by Ziga. Pretty much drawing to a close from our end here at Channels Television. And we'd like to thank everyone from wherever you watched all around the world for being part of this broadcast today. On the half-hour mark, we shall take you right over to our studio in Lagos for African Future Leaders.
You've been watching a live Channels Television event.
The Channels